Hello, I'm the Anime Viewer 66, and today we're going to be taking a look at an anime movie. But not just a anime movie, but perhaps the best anime movie I have ever seen, tying only with one other movie that I'll mention later. I would say that this movie would probably be one of the best examples of a family movie done right. And I'm not talking about a family movie as in all ages can see it, but yeah, this movie is one where all ages can really see it. But I'm talking about a movie that has the dynamic of family down so well. This movie can tug on your heartstrings, can make you empathize with the characters in ways that almost no other can. This one is one where you see things through so many different lights. You can see the viewpoint of a struggling mother who truly, truly loves her children and will do anything to protect them. You can see it through the viewpoint of two children that are caught between two different worlds. This is an anime movie that, without a doubt, transcends what I would thought that media of entertainment in general was capable of. And so today, my friends, dear viewers, we take a look at the anime movie simply known as Wolf Children. We start our story off with our first main character, Hana. Hana is your typical average everyday college student who was going to classes and eventually met this new guy. This guy was a bit mysterious, kind of kept to himself, and eventually she learned that this guy was a werewolf. Yeah, werewolf. Not in the typical sense of he turns into a wolf when the moon is bright and wolf's vein is his poison and all that. No, this sort of werewolf, at least in this story, is more... he can turn into a wolf anytime he pleases, and he retains his humanity even when he is in, like, the full wolf stage. So, kind of a different take, but I like it. And so Hana falls in love with him, and they have two children, one boy and one girl. They both inherit the powers of their father, however this caused a bit of a problem. You see, when she was first having them, she couldn't go to the doctor either time because, well, if she was to give birth to two werewolf puppies right there on the spot, the doctors might have some questions, obviously. So they decide to have the birth at home. And besides that, they can't take them to any, like, checkups, or if they're sick, they can't take them to the doctor or anything, because, once again, the children are part werewolves. This causes some problems. When they're still young, they can turn into werewolves pretty much any time they feel some sort of high form of emotion, like happiness, anger, sadness. Basically, when they're in any kind of high emotional state, they turn into werewolves. So, yeah, probably a good idea not to take them into any public areas like a doctor's office for a while. And so this causes another problem. Kind of seeing a pattern here. This is a bit of a spoiler, but you need to know it for the story. The father dies. Yeah, there's no way of getting around that. The father dies. And so after he dies, Hana has a bit of a problem. She has to raise two wolf children by herself. Now, that would be hard by itself if they were just regular children. But werewolf children in a big city area, yeah, this is kind of a problem. Also, the fact that the child services people are trying to take her children away because she hasn't took them to the doctor, and she can't tell them why she hasn't took them to the doctor, so they're thinking she's just being abusive when really she's just caring for them as best she can. So she decides to move out to the countryside, hoping that it'll stop the people that are trying to take away her children, and also hopefully make it where her children can have a better life. Because in the countryside, they are close enough to civilization that they can go there wherever they want, but they are also literally right next to, like, the woods, the forest, all that sort of stuff. So they can just go out there and sort of be their wolf self whenever they want, or they can go to civilization and be human whenever they want. She's trying to sort of give them the best of both worlds so that they can make the decision for themselves. She even sort of goes on this thing where when they get older, she wants them to sort of decide. She wants to give them the best of both worlds, and they can decide what do they want to do. Do they want to live as a human? Do they want to live as a wolf? Or do they want to do what their father did and live sort of as both? And so as the story goes on, they have a couple of other problems here and there, but with her not really knowing how to work in the countryside, like as a farming and whatnot. But as time goes on, she gets help from people who actually have lived there all their life and know about it and all that. She makes friends, and her children, they become unique within their own right. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who just doesn't want to be spoiled. But seriously, watch it and you will see what I mean when I say these characters, particularly the children, develop as time goes on, and you see their struggles. This story in general, even though it has a lot of stuff going on, has two main things you need to focus on. First is the mother. The mother is just incredible. She is willing to give up anything to try to make her children happy and to make sure that they have a good life and aren't persecuted by the world for who they are. The children, on the other hand, their story is that they are caught between two worlds, literally. They have to decide what they want to be, and as life goes on, for some it may be easier to go in the human, for some it may be easier to go in the wolf. It just takes time to figure everything out. This is a story that makes so much just emotion come out of you. Like, seriously, I was crying by the end of this story. It was incredible. I'm not giving away the ending for nothing. Trust me. The ending is what put it over the top as one of my, if not my favorite anime endings of all time. One more thing I should mention is that this story has a beautiful soundtrack of like just soft tunes. There's one particular tune near the beginning that just sort of sets the tone, and it is beautiful. I mean beautiful. Those that have seen it know what I mean. I really wish I had let you hear it right now, but unfortunately copyright and all that sort of stuff, so I can't. But seriously, go and watch it and you will see what I mean when I say this thing is just beautiful. And so at the end of the day, I give this movie 5 stars out of 5. And also it was asked, which do I think is better? This movie or Summer Wars? I would say they tie. They're both very, very good movies, and they touch on different aspects of family and everything. It really depends which one is more to your taste. If you prefer your thing with a bit of action in it, then probably the Summer Wars would be more towards your liking. But if you like yours just more slower, I suppose, and more about the drama of the family and what they're going through and everything, then probably Wolf Children would be more to your liking. And so with that said, I'm the Anime Viewer 66. Thank you, and good night.